Yeah, everybody hates on the chairs, but nobody hates on the chairs when they're sitting in them. Welcome back, everybody, to the studio. Schill Brothers Outdoors, coming at you in 4K. Beautiful, crisp 4K.
You can see our faces.
You can see the facial defects much better.
See all
in 4K.
my defects.
Remember, hit that subscribe button. Also, click the little bell. And I say that mainly because we do live streams a lot.
Yeah.
And you click the little bell. People are always like, "Oh, we caught you on the live stream."
And we don't announce our live streams.
We don't announce like
most of them.
80% of them.
Yeah.
So click the bell. Also, if you're watching on a computer or some device that can do 4K, just click little settings and make sure this is in brilliant 4K. All right, we're talking about gear people hate.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Actually, when I was thinking about this, there's actually a lot of like hated gear out there.
There's a lot of hated gear, and I will say most of the hated gear that I'm aware of is people don't hate it because it's like functional. People hate it because it's too mainstream, man.
There is some gear people hate for functional reasons.
A little bit.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that. So let's open with the only piece of gear that everybody seems to hate on that we have never used, and that's the SAWYER Micro.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we've never used that's on this.
And I can't believe Devin's going to use it for a year.
It is without a doubt. If you talk to anyone, and Andy and I, we were getting ready to buy it, I think last year, because it's lighter than the Squeeze.
I've only ever heard of, and I'm not even joking, I've only ever heard of 2 people giving it favorable reviews. That would be Devin and Tim Watson.
Yeah, and Devin, God help him, he is sticking by that thing.
I wonder if he's getting that SAWYER money.
Yeah, right. So the SAWYER Micro, the reason people hate on it is, one, it seems to clog a lot more,
And the flow rate seems pretty bad, probably from the clogging issue.
The flow rate and the clogging. I don't know. People just hate on that water filter.
Yeah, we've never used it.
We've never used it, and the reason we have never used it is because people hate on it so much.
Yeah, and I remember we were like about ready to pull the trigger on them, and then I think we were in like a group chat with Frozen, and Frozen was like, "No, don't even, just don't."
Yeah, he was like, "Don't even." He was adamant about it.
Yeah.
So, sorry, SAWYER. We love the Squeeze, but everyone just hates the Micro. The next piece of gear everybody hates on, and it's ironic because this is the gospel to us, our backpacking chairs.
I know. I mean, again, it just comes back to like the image of like being a little too mainstream, being a little bit too like,
everybody hates on backpacking chairs.
No, being a little bit too, we're like weekend warriors, taking our car camping stuff into the woods, like that type of thing. Yeah, everybody hates it until
they sit in one.
Until they sit in one. So
I can't tell you how many people have gone with us, didn't have a chair, and then bought a chair after the trip because of us.
Yeah.
So, sorry, that's not one we're gonna agree with. The next piece of gear, well, some people don't hate on it. We certainly hate on them a lot. Are shepherd's hook stakes?
I forgot about that.
Because we stopped hating on them for a while.
I can't wait for the comments of like, I use shepherd stakes all the time and they work great.
No, they suck. They work in picture perfect ground staking conditions only.
Yes.
And it's funny, after we started kind of hating on them a lot of other people we talk to also hate on them. Some people don't. Some people do, like them. God love them.
Maybe this also like spills into just titanium stakes in general.
Yeah, but like the Vargo titanium stakes suck, but they're not like a super like hated piece of gear. The shepherd's hooks, man.
If more people used them, they would hate them.
Yeah, those shepherd's hook stakes, get out of here.
All right, next piece of gear.
This is very hated.
This is very hated.
Kind of rightfully so.
And rightfully so, absolutely.
We used to bring one.
We used to bring it a lot. But,
we brought one like a couple months ago.
Yeah. But that was for a tailgate.
Yeah.
All right, Bluetooth speakers, yeah. Very controversial, and I get it. It does.
I get the hate. I get the hate for that.
Yeah,
one.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like like you're going backpacking, you're looking to get away, looking for a quiet retreat. You show up at a popular camping area, and then you've got a bunch of bros. With
I
a bunch
get the
of Bluetooth.
hate there.
Yeah. Like I get it. It makes sense. We've brought them before. And I will say we've been careful to not like infringe on other people's like backpacking experience, but it was kind of cool being able to like we got some service to listen to the game. And
yeah,
stuff like that.
So the first time we ever brought a Bluetooth speaker was because we were backpacking and there was an Ohio State game being played. We're obviously huge Ohio State fans, and we wanted to listen to the game while we hiked. And God bless Andy, he had his He had his hand on his phone volume the whole time, and when we saw people, you turned it down. You were really good about that. That transitioned into just blasting EDM music when we hiked sometimes. But once again, we would turn it down when we walked past. We have not done that in probably 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
It's really kind of fun. It's just, you just come off like a huge dick if you come up on people. And I totally get that. So it was just too annoying to like have to turn down the volume all the time. But honestly, if you're at camp and nobody's around you and you're having a good time, I don't think there's anything wrong with a Bluetooth speaker.
No,
they just get a lot of flack.
No, it gets a lot of flack because like, oh, you're supposed to be outdoors and enjoying nature and stuff, which is great and all, but like everybody's enjoyment comes in different forms. Just don't infringe on other people.
Yeah,
just
be smart about it.
Just be smart about it. And that kind of segues into a weird one though. And this I noticed this hate come off to like non-thru hikers.
Thru hikers all do this.
Yeah, but like non-thru hikers, just like wearing headphones while you hike. I noticed that people get a lot of flack for that too.
I've done that before.
We've done it. I mean, there's some days when you just gotta crush some miles out. It gets a little bit monotonous in the Green Tunnel of Ohio.
Yeah, and I get it. I don't know if I'd ever do it solo for like safety reasons. And when we go out, I do it, but only when like Andy's not doing it, because I just worry about like stumbling into, not even like a bear, just like running into something, or like, I don't know, it does take you out of the element. But yeah, those are hated. Another thing that this is like this whole conversation is a lot of people hate on this, and just like the Bluetooth speaker, some of it's rightfully so, but drones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get it. I love the shots. If you watch a lot of our trip videos,
we get hate for our drone usage.
We get hate for it, but the shots are so good. Now, on our last trip video, check it out. We went to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. In national parks, you can't use drones. We didn't take the drone. I do try to abide by drone rules. Obviously, never fly it around other people. Do not disturb wildlife with it. And people do that, and that's why they get hate. But it's worth it for the shots. And if you can fly one responsibly, I think it's okay to use. But a drone gets a lot of hate, kind of rightfully so. Another item that we both had years ago, and we hate on them, the classic NALGENE bottle.
Oh, I could go on rants about NALGENE bottles, but it's hilarious. I brought one. I think it was months ago because I mixed up some cocktails in them.
Oh, so that's a good use case of one. Just degenerate backpacking. We should do a video on degenerate backpacking. They're good to mix cocktails in.
Yeah. So here's the confusion with NALGENE bottles, because it's more about the look. Like
they're heavy too.
No. I mean, like people use them because it's just like an outdoor like piece of gear that's an icon. But like the weight just doesn't make sense. I mean, I get, like, I've seen some people, like, you know, people take them winter camping so they can heat up water in it. And
that's smart.
And have a good device to hold water. Outside of that, you know, the claim is a lot of times that they're pretty indestructible, but like they just weigh so much. And I'm not gonna lie, the wide mouth on them, I can't stand.
Yeah, you spill water all over you. Yeah, I didn't think about that until you said it. The wide mouth on this thing sucks.
But if you're like mixing things, or you're using like a stereo pen and you need to get like
that's good
down in there, I guess that makes sense.
And you can put hot water in it. That's good too. The last piece of gear
I can't wait till NALGENE just
and SAWYER coming after the big boys. Okay, last piece of gear. And okay, this is also something, you don't know what I'm going to say. We've never used this. Universally hated. I understand why people get them. Budget hammocks.
Well, yeah, it's okay.
I get why people buy them. A good backpacking hammock is not cheap. But you can go on Amazon and you can literally buy a camping hammock for like $10 or $20. And every person we have ever known that has ever used one of them hated it. To sleep in it.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not meant for that.
So that's just, and if you go to like hammock forums or any sort of hammock thing, a lot of people rip on those budget hammocks. They're not meant to be backpacking hammocks, but they do get a lot of hate. I understand why people get them.
I think one of the reasons they get a lot of hate too is because people take them out and go backpacking with them, and then they have a terrible experience about it, and then they're very vocal about how hammocks suck.
Yeah, that gives hammock camping a bad rap, actually.
Right. They're vocal about how hammock camping sucks, and I was cold, and my calves and my knees hurt.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, you didn't use the right one.
Yeah. So those, I'm not going to throw out any specific brand. You know what I'm talking about. Go on Amazon. There's tons of them. They get a lot of hate.
Okay, what are some items that you...
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
What are some hated items?
What are items that get hate on? That's enough for this video. Thank you all for watching.
See ya.
See ya.